Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'll be reviewing a book that I actually read. I know, reading, crazy concept. So I read a book. I read Mort by Terry Pratchett, which is part of his Discworld series. Although I think calling it a series is kind of a misnomer because it's more of a collective universe with which the works take place, so you don't really need to read them in order. But anyway, this was the fourth book published, and it's one of the many starting points that people recommend. Now, this isn't my first time reading one of the Discworld books. I actually did read The Color of Magic, which I did not care for that much, if at all. If any Discworld fans are watching this, then I hope you don't hold that against me. I just didn't like The Color of Magic. I don't think that's a super controversial opinion, because every Discworld video I've seen kind of doesn't seem to hold The Color of Magic and The Light Fantastic, which are the first two books, in very high regard. But yeah, anyway, moving on, I read Mort, and it is probably the quickest I've ever read a book. I've been trying to get more into reading lately, and sometimes I can get through a book within a month, other times I just sort of slog through it. But with this, I kid you not, guys, this book is 317 pages. I read it in 2 days. And I think that has to do with a variety of factors. I think the fact that the font is a bit bigger on this definitely helped me get through it quicker. But there's something about Terry Pratchett's writing style that was just so easy for me to get through. I think this is probably the easiest a book has ever been for me to read. Because even when I was younger and reading books for younger audiences, there were still times where I'd have to take a break. It would take me a while to get through a book. But with this, it was a combination of the writing style pulling me in, as well as the ease with which I could read it. Not to imply that it's simple or anything. I think it's fair to say it's a book that's for all ages. There's some things which are a bit more adult in it, but, you know, a kid can read it, an adult can read it. I think they'll get about the same level of enjoyment out of it. So I just wanted to start with that while I don't know if I would say this is like my favorite book of all time or a total masterpiece, but in terms of an easy reading experience and a quick reading experience, this is like the best I've ever had, quite honestly. Now, what's the actual story of the book? Without getting into spoilers, all I'll say is that the main plot line involves Death, the character of Death, the Grim Reaper, taking on an apprentice named Mort. And as things go on, Death begins to have some existential crises about his life, and Mort takes on some more responsibility as Death, and things begin to spiral, and we see things sort of get out of control. And I won't go much further into things than that, because if you want to read the book for yourself, then I don't want to spoil anything. As for the world, since this is a fantasy book, I figure I should give some thoughts on the world. Terry Pratchett's Discworld, from what I've read so far, it has the groundwork of your typical fantasy world, but the way he executes things is a lot more fun and lively. It's sort of like, I don't want to say it's the fantasy equivalent of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but it's in that same vein. I think if you enjoy stuff like The Hitchhiker's Guide, then you'll probably enjoy Terry Pratchett's Discworld, because he does sometimes go on these like little interesting comedic tangents, but other times there's like just stuff going on with the main plot it's a bit more grounded than Hitchhiker's Guide can tend to be, but still not that grounded. But yeah, so that was just my quick thoughts on Terry Pratchett's Mort. Very enjoyable. I purchased some of because he has his little series within the Discworld, so I purchased some of the other Death books from a friend who was trying to get rid of them. So yeah, I might follow up with a few more reviews on the series. This is just, or I don't even know if I'd call this review, it's more just like some quick thoughts off the top of my head. But yeah, have you read Terry Pratchett's Mort from Discworld? I don't know, I'm not good at talking. Anyway, if you have, then let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you're a Discworld fan, then let me know what your favorite Discworld book is. Please don't go crazy into spoilers, although if you want to talk about Mort spoilers, then have at it, I guess. Commenters, be warned. Spoilers in the comments section, I'm permitting it, I guess. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, really. If you enjoyed this video, then feel free to like or dislike. I know YouTube seems to not allow dislikes anymore. Well, they allow dislikes, but you can't see dislikes, which is really dumb. But dislike anyway, I don't care. Do what you want with those 2 whole options. And subscribe if you want more, because I don't usually do book reviews. This is my first book review. You can probably tell it's not very good. Anyway, I usually do a lot of TV show, some comment reviews and stuff, but yeah, feel free to, I already said feel free to leave a comment. This is just a ramble at this point. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.